Hello, welcome. I am Clark, and today we're going to have session 0 for my new D&D campaign. It'll be set in Ravnica, and we're going to make characters, and it's going to be awesome. Let me hop into the call real quick. Ah, and I see a few players are already in the Roll20 room. Excellent. Hello?
Hello there.
Hey,
How's it going?
not too bad. Are you guys ready to make some characters?
I think I'm the only one here at the moment. I know that Jake's on the call, but I don't think he's quite here.
Ah, I see. Alrighty. Well, let me pester Devarez to get into the call as well, because he's in Roll20.
Yeah, I see that.
Alright, I'll go ahead and set you up a character sheet.
Cool.
So, you were thinking about playing a Simic Hybrid Ranger, correct?
Yes.
Alright. You should be able to see your character sheet on the, in the tab now.
Got it.
Alright.
Can't do anything with it yet, though.
That is unfortunate. There we go. How about now? Oh, I see Dev's in the call now, too.
Who says?
I says.
Oh, this is new. How do you want to create this character? What's a character mancer?
It's like their character making program. I haven't fiddled with it.
I'll just do it directly.
All right, Devarez, your character sheet is ready.
The one at the top?
All right, so how do you want to go about this? We have I mean, I will allow you to roll, but if you're rolling for your ability scores, then you're gonna go with whatever you get. You know, the standard rules, whatever you get. But if you don't like those, you're stuck with a standard array, which is 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8.
That is tough. You could possibly get better.
Yep.
But at the same time, if you roll nothing but sixes, it's not like you're stuck with them.
Yeah.
I'll risk it.
Oh, alright. Alrighty. Roll your first set. 4d6. I believe the command is /roll space 4d6. I think it's K3, so you only keep 3.
Yeah, roll 46K3, I believe.
Yep.
Alright, let's roll 6K3. Oh, there's an 11.
Yep, there is indeed an 11.
I'm gonna get a pen and write these down.
Oh, I'm gonna grab some paper as well.
Thank you, library, for my wonderful pen. God knows I don't use it for anything else.
Jake says, as he's getting his microphone set, what is the standard array? The standard array is 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8.
I'm about to roll the standard array, I swear. Two more. Oh, that's not bad. No negatives.
Yeah, you came out pretty well with that. 11, 15, 12, 13, 16, and 10.
Cool.
Show off.
Well, you know I'm never going to get anything better than that in the actual game.
Or Jake says he did real poorly when he rolled last.
I think you can probably just do point buy. It's just that
If you if you decide to roll, the standard array is your backup if you don't want to use the set that you rolled. Otherwise, point buy.
Yeah, just point buy. Yeah. We like me. Okay, let's see. Constitution score increases by 2. Other ability score increases by 1.
Yep,
I
that's
could put the 15 in wisdom, and that would pop it up to a 16. Ooh, damn.
good grief. Jake's off to a good start. A 15, a 17, 12.
Not terrible.
Another 17. Ah, there it is. A 7. And a 16.
That 7's pretty terrible, but everything else, Jesus.
Yeah, dump something and you'll be set. Oh yeah, let me get your character sheet all set up.
Wisdom. I want to put the 15 in wisdom or constitution.
Hello.
Hello, Jake.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Fucking finally.
Jake, we are recording.
I know. Which one is my character? Is it Waffle Ifrit?
Yes, that would be your character.
Alright, yeah, I'm really glad I rolled. That was pretty impressive.
That is a fairly good set of stats.
That's way better than point buy, so I'm pretty happy. I am content. The 7, definitely not great.
Let me guess, you're gonna put that 7 into strength.
Yeah, probably. I might not, just because being up close in combat, it would be good to have some resistance to being knocked prone.
That's true. Oh, you're gonna put it in intelligence?
Yeah, that might be going in intelligence. Be the dumbest piece of shit.
That's great.
You think I should put my 16 in Dex or Con?
I don't even remember what you're gonna be.
I'm gonna be a Simic hybrid too.
Oh, English?
Oh, the Simic hybrid is a race that is basically you were either a human or an elf, and you volunteered to be mutated. Like the initial mutation is like gills or some climbing speed, and like some manta ray flaps that you can glide with. And you get some other stuff as you level up.
I figure either that or I'm just gonna go for the Lightfoot halfling.
Yeah, the 7's going in intelligence.
Perfect.
I don't want to risk the chance of being knocked down.
But what if you get up again?
I can still mute you.
Thank you.
I've never hit a -2 modifier.
Hmm.
You know, if I get myself a headband of intellect, I'll be unstoppable.
Good point. What do we want? More AC or more HP?
Oh, that is quite the saving throw. Oh my lord.
If I put it in this, if I put 16 Constitution, I get a bonus to it, so I'll have 18 Constitution.
Then, just to run this by, I put my 15 in Strength, put one of my 2 17s in Dexterity, I put my other 17 in Constitution, which was increased by Scourge Aasimar.
All right.
So I have an 18 in that, and then I put my 7 in Intelligence, I put my 12 in Wisdom, and I put my 16 in Charisma.
And that goes up by 2 to an
Plus
18.
2 to an 18, so I have 2 18s and a 17.
Nice.
Quite proud of that.
All right. So, as you guys are making your characters, let me just explain some stuff about Ravnica. A lot of the common races, like halflings and stuff, aren't actually in there.
So is Aasimar even in it? Or?
I will allow you to play one. However, you are not originally from Ravnica. You are here for a reason.
Okay, I like it. I know there's angels in like Ravnica. I haven't played much Magic, but
Yeah, me neither, but this will be interesting. So as I understand it, Jake, you're going Hexblade, right?
yes.
Excellent.
Especially now that I have an 18 in Charisma, definitely going Hexblade.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have a very decent Dexterity skill still too, so we're not
Yes.
starting with anything outside of normal gear, right?
That is correct. I mean, unless you wanna, I will allow you to roll your starting gold as well if you'd like. Wanna push your luck?
I don't know. Maybe, especially if it is a Hexblade, because base Warlock doesn't really start with much for a Hexblade.
Yeah, they don't get a whole lot.
But then again, I can't even take a two-handed weapon until level 3 anyways.
That is correct.
Because I need to take Pact of the Blade to be able to, right?
Yep. Pact of the Blade nets you being able to use your Pact weapon feature on anything. Or any type of weapon. You know, handguns and nuclear devices excluded.
Sorry, just looking.
Ah.
Where do you add, like, Dark Sight?
Oh, Dark Vision?
Yeah.
I don't even remember where you added on the character sheets.
I always just put it in the features and traits.
It makes sense.
Okay, so while you guys are doing your character stuff, let's see. Have you given any thought to any of the guilds you might like to be a part of?
I was just gonna go for the one that I randomly determined.
Oh.
Figured, why not?
You're just gonna go with one that you're picking at random?
I don't remember what it was. I'll look at the answer these questions thing, the little survey.
Alright.
Jake, you a bitch.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, what y'all doing?
recording session 0 for our game tomorrow night.
Never mind. Bye. Alright, bye.
I was gonna kick him from the call anyways, so.
Alright, my attributes are ready.
What is the animal handling? Is that intel?
Animal handling is wisdom. I
Yeah,
think.
animal handling is indeed
Yes.
wisdom, typically speaking.
I know because my wisdom's the only thing with a 1.
I was gonna say that would explain why I have a 3 in it.
Jess, I never noticed that though. Thanks for pointing that out on these sheets. It's too big, but why did they put 3 dots instead of just writing wisdom?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I'm very confused.
Now, we are missing Jeff, but, that's, 3 out of 4 is not bad. And I'm pretty sure he was going to go with a basic human fighter anyway. So that's nothing, that's not typically something to write home about.
Okay, how did you do, what was it? 4d6k3?
Yep, 4d6k3.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, could you turn on your 3D dice? I've got them enabled and I want to be extra fancy.
I don't actually know how to use the 3D dice.
Like you got to go to the little cog in the settings, and then it should be up there towards the top, a little check mark you can click on.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to enable 3D dice and then automatically roll 3D dice.
That's
Oh.
kind of cool.
Oof. Guess who's 5'1"?
Oh, it's actually the color of our pictures near our names.
Yep.
I am a very small human.
Having fun with that, Jake?
How do I pick them up? There's okay.
Oh, that's a 16. Oh, there's a 10. A 10. All right.
Someone's gonna end up with the standard.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe not. 2 16s and 2 10s. Not bad so far.
That's very usable.
Yeah. Okay. If you get another 10.
One more, right?
Yeah, one more, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's been 5 rolls. One more.
One more 10. Oh my god.
A 6.
I was praying for it.
All right, you've got plenty to work with.
3 16, 2 10.
And a 6. So, all right, you were planning to be an archery ranger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically, dexterity,
Yeah, dex and wisdom.
dex and wisdom, typical ranger stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I don't think so.
That's pretty classic for a ranger though. Anyways, when I first designed Yoru, he had like 8 in strength, 8 in intelligence. So is that going to be like Dex, Wisdom, Con for you?
Probably. Although, I guess. Yeah, Styx will probably go on charisma. I'm a mutant. Who cares?
That's the spirit.
Oh. Some Simic hybrids kind of look like Nagas crossed with merfolk.
Yep.
Weird.
I gotta get that swim speed somehow.
Unless I were to go for the climbing speed, then I could look more like an ape.
That's true.
Or some other climbing creature. I mean, who wants to be a squirrel hybrid?
So, Jake,
Hybrid, though.
what world do you want to be from originally?
I'm traveling planes entirely, right?
Yeah, you're completely leaving whatever realm you were in before. You are here for a divine purpose.
I'd just say Eberron then, probably.
Alright.
It's a classic.
Oh, it's one of my favorite settings. Alright. In that case, your angelic guide has definitely been tipping you off and telling you where to go while you were in Eberron. Kind of like a little Jiminy Cricket conscience sort of thing.
Wouldn't it make more sense for it to just be my patron?
It could be your patron.
Because I am a warlock. And a hexblade.
Oh, does that mean your
I
patron
haven't
is
fully
like an
decided
angel of death?
on a patron for it. I mean, I at level 3 I can vomit darkness, so
Cool.
Oh, are you? Wait, that's the.
Scourge.
Oh, that is the scourge.
Yeah, Scourge Aasimar is starting at level 3. You pour out your eyes and mouth.
Yeah, you're the one that spews darkness is the one that's the fallen Aasimar.
Fallen Aasimar in the Volo's guide is the one that has the skeleton wings.
Yep.
Yeah, Protector Aasimar is. I mean, that's Scourge Aasimar is use your action to unleash divine energy within yourself, causing a searing light to radiate from you. Oh, so it's the light pours out my mouth, not darkness.
Yep.
Okay, but still, that's pretty neat. Yeah,
Yes.
I don't want the skeletal wings.
You don't want the skeletal wings.
I like the idea of running into combat and just vomiting light.
Brah, light.
You gonna be the Ark of the Covenant, then?
Yes.
So, how old were you when you actually got to Ravnica?
I was looking to be like not too, because they look like, I think it said they can be up to like 160.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking somewhere around like 40 or so. I
Alrighty.
haven't fully decided on that. I'm gonna wait until I pick my background to decide on stuff like that.
Right.
And my patron. Haven't fully decided on how I'll do that since it's a talking weapon.
Yes. What you thinking about, Dev?
And I'm not so sure about the Simic hybrid.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Why is that?
Just looking at the background of them again.
Oh, you're not feeling it?
Well, it says that hybrids tend to, stick with the combine, and if they leave, other people aren't going to be so quick to trust them.
Yeah, you are kind of a mutant experiment.
Yeah. Not to mention the combine won't like me very much.
Oh no,
I'll
you
have to let them.
yeah.
Squeaky chair.
Oh, you want to be something else then? You want to go back to halfling?
Let's go with it.
Alrighty.
A lot of the hard issues is going to be trying to find a fitting picture. If I can draw, I wouldn't care so much, but,
Yeah.
I can barely bake. I tried to look for pictures of like a Simic hybrid that would be relevant to an ape, and yeah, I mostly just got pictures of chimps.
Yeah. Such is our struggle looking for good art. That's not like weird art.
It's just literally pictures of like actual photographs of chimps.
Actual chimps.
And a gorilla chimpanzee hybrid with 4 arms. Which is terrifying.
Yep, you gotta watch out for those Giralons. Oh, and yes, you are first level. You are relatively new adventurers. So, yeah.
Well, this will be fun.
Yeah.
You guys won't rely too much on my healing at first, because it might be a little slow. Don't get hurt.
Yeah, and you have a little bit of healing from Jake's Asimar. Like once a day he can just kinda heal someone for their level and hit points or something like that.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's definitely a good thing to have.
There are a lot of Simic hybrids. This one's like a firefly lizard hybrid. That's cool.
My heal is hit points equal to my level once a day.
Equal to your level, so he can heal
It
you.
works like a paladin's healing hands, but
Yeah.
I can't like split it up. It's just one heal.
Yeah. So you just waltz up to someone, and the more powerful, basically the more powerful you are, the more powerful your healing is.
Okay, that hybrid looks like a hammerhead shark crossed with a spider. This game's terrifying.
Yeah, well, welcome to Ravnica. Some of those Simic Combine experiments go a little haywire, or a little overboard.
Here's a cute little frog with dragon wings on it. I kind of want that.
Well, if you can't find anything you like, then just go with a basic, or whatever you were beforehand. You were either a human, elf, or a Vidalcan. You might have better luck if you look for a picture based off of Vidalcan Simic hybrid or something. Or human Simic hybrid.
Hey. Dr. Manhattan.
Kinda, yeah. The contemplative part, anyway.
I was gonna say that or the God, I can't remember his name from Infinity War. He looked
Thanos?
like Squidward.
Oh, yeah. The Squidward guy.
It's gonna kill me if I don't remember his name. Dark Maw, maybe?
Ebony Maw, that was it.
Ebony Maw, thank you.
He was definitely given the most character out of all the other villains. They clearly liked him.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked him. So still no appearance from Jeff. That's fine.
Tell him he's a punk ass. I apologize for the swear word.
Whoop. Whoop. Rolling some spells, hey Jake?
I'll fill the rest of my sheet first out, and then I'll decide on a picture.
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
Spell DC of 14 at level 1 is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's quite high. So, what cantrips were you looking at? Clearly, of course, you're a warlock. Eldritch Blast. I don't know.
And I took Minor Illusion.
Oh, Minor Illusion. All right.
I get light for being Aasimar, which is kind of nice.
Hey, can't knock some light. What about you, Dev? Have you gotten to your spell selection yet?
Not quite yet. I think I might take Frostbite, though.
Hey, that's always a good choice.
Frostbite. Probably Healing Word for level 1.
Let's see, do druids get Healing Word?
I think so.
We can check. I want to check.
Yep, Healing Word, right there.
Oh, perfect. Oof.
Beautiful.
Wanted to make extra sure.
Anyone want some good berries?
Oh yeah, Jake. Okay, so depending on your guild, if you go with an actual guild background, you get an expanded spell list that applies to whatever spellcasting class you've got.
And I just get more spells free of charge.
Well, no, not free of charge. You get more. You're getting an expanded spell list. Like you can when you're picking to gain.
Pick them as spells known.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
okay. What groups are those, and what are the spells? Because I don't have the book yet. I bought the hard copy.
all right. Let's see. It depends on what guild you want to be a part of, for one thing. But if you just want more offensive spell options, I can give you a couple of starter, choices. Some, what would probably be best. So, well, like, what would you be looking for?
I have literally no idea where to start.
Well, what guild did you get for taking the quiz?
I don't even remember.
Well, it doesn't take long. Why don't you go zip back and take it real quick?
That's not a bad idea.
Don't you hate when you get homework when you're trying to play a game?
I think I'm going with Wood Elf.
Oh, you're going with Wood Elf instead of the hybrid?
Yeah, I was looking at it, and you get a lot of the same benefits. Not all, obviously, but The wood elf really helps a dex and wisdom.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
And elves are in Ravnica, so you don't have to do any narrative backflips or jumping through hoops or anything to be here.
Okay, cool.
But Dev, you're pretty set on. Oh, since you're the hybrid, you want to be from the Simic Combine, then, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, because you could.
My guild, or
Yeah, the Simic Combine would be like if you wanted to make it your guild, it'd be your guild.
okay.
You're originally from there, but you could be like a renegade, or you could have just left them and gone to another guild if you wanted.
I was thinking about the Selesnya Conclave, but perhaps the Cynic one would be more fitting.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I got either Azoria Senate or Boros Legion.
Ah,
And between those two, depending on what they give, I guess.
all right. Okay, so you can be an Azorius functionary or a Boros legionnaire. As an Azorius functionary, you have like legal authority to go into places and just tell people what to do. Like you're basically like a beat cop. You get insight and intimidation, 2 languages of your choice, and I won't read off your starting equipment in case you want to roll.
Wait, I get bonus starting equipment from my guild too?
Well, this is your background, if you pick it.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that. That makes sense. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna just not roll then. I want to see what I get.
Okay, you can get
And you said I get insight and what else?
intimidation,
All
2
right,
languages
I'll
of your
check
choice.
myself now, just in case I want to end up going with. This is Azorius, you said, right?
Yeah, Azorius functionary.
Hold on. Let me open a document to type it out so I can compare.
Yeah, you get double eyes, that insight and intimidation.
Oh, I was gonna say that sounds really cool. Where's that upgrade? Cynic Combine. That should be a Cynic Hybrid thing that makes
Alright,
your
I'm
eyes.
good.
Excuse
Start
me.
listing off items.
Okay, an Azorius insignia, a scroll containing the text of a law important to you, a bottle of blue ink, a pen, a set of fine clothes, and a belt pouch containing 10 gold. And your feature, if you're ready to continue,
Yeah.
is legal authority. You have the authority to enforce the laws of Ravnica, and that status inspires a certain amount of respect and even fear in the populace. People mind their manners in your presence and avoid drawing your attention. They assume you have the right to be wherever you are. Showing your Azorius insignia gets you an audience with anyone you want to talk to, though it might cause problems, more problems than it solves when you're dealing with incorrigible lawbreakers. If you abuse this privilege, though, you can get into serious trouble with your superiors and even be stripped of your position.
Okay, and what am I looking at with Legion?
All right. The Boros Legion gives you athletics, intimidation, one gaming set of your choice, and one language from out of Celestial, Draconic, Goblin, or Minotaur. The equipment that they give you is a Boros insignia, a feather from an angel's wing, a tattered piece of a Boros banner, a souvenir from a famous battle, a set of common clothes, and a belt pouch containing 2 gold pieces.
I think that one makes more sense to me right after you said angel feather.
Yeah,
Kind of like, half angel, so.
the feature is the Legion Station. You have an established place in the hierarchy of the Boros Legion. You can requisition simple equipment for temporary use, and you gain access to any Boros garrison in Ravnica, where you can rest in safety and receive the attention of medics. You are also paid a salary of 1 GP per week, which, combined with free lodging in your garrison, enables you to maintain a poor lifestyle between adventures.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Boros. That just makes sense. It's nice.
Oh, well, cool. Here are the spells here are the spells that are afforded to you by being a Boros Legionnaire. When you're picking your spells, you can add Firebolt or Sacred Flame to your cantrip choices. First level will give you Guiding Bolt or Heroism as options to pick. Second level includes Aid and Scorching Ray.
Let's not worry past first yet.
All right.
I can't even get them just yet. I'll have the book by time I have access to second, so.
Right.
Heroism definitely sounds like that's going to be useful, though. That's a pretty good add.
Yeah, Heroism's fantastic.
Especially for a first level spell.
Oh, and a Warlock spell at that.
Yeah, I'm adding Heroism as one of my first levels.
Alrighty. Are you gonna keep both of your cantrips that you got so far?
Yeah, I don't really see a reason to get rid of Eldritch Blast for Firebolt when it already deals 1d10.
Right.
And Eldritch Blast is just every Warlock should have it.
Yeah. Oh, you want to roll random personality traits, or do you want to wait for the book to do that part?
Like personality traits for my character? Or...
Yeah, the personality, the traits, the ideals, bonds, flaws, all that.
If you want to message me those on Discord so you don't have to write them all out, I'll roll for it. But or
I
I'll
mean,
look at them and choose one. But I don't. I don't want you to have to read that out to me. I'm not going to remember it halfway through.
we can do that later.
All right, that's fair. I'll save it then.
Oh. You do need to do a little bit of rolling, though.
Okay.
You have contacts. The ordered structure of the Boros Legion offers abundant opportunities to make friends and rivals in higher places. You might have close friends in other guilds that share the Boros emphasis on order and community, or bitter enemies among the guilds that represent chaos and destruction. Roll twice on the Boros contacts table for an ally and a rival, and once on the non-Boros contacts table. Okay, so roll 2d8 first, and I'll tell you what contacts you get. A 5 and a 2. Your ally is... I have maintained a relationship with one of my instructors at Horizon Military Academy. And your rival is... One of your parents is a ranking Boros officer.
You might want to re-roll that one,
Yeah, why don't you re-roll that one?
because I'm from a different plane of existence.
Yeah, you're from a different plane of existence. Let's re-roll that one.
Is that another instructor?
Yeah, you got an instructor that likes you and an instructor that hates you.
So you want me to put Boros Contact and Boros Rival, right?
Yep.
And it's instructor at Horizon Military Academy.
Yep.
That's really funny though.
Yep, you got a teacher that really likes you.
One doesn't.
One just is... He's just infuriated by you.
And then what's the other thing you want me to roll for?
Roll 1d10 for non-Boros contacts. So these are people who are friends from your guild. Oh, one. Let's see. That result is one of your siblings is an Azorius Arrestor.
Okay, so I probably need to re-roll that one too.
Well, if you want a sibling, you could have a sibling.
I mean, I was gonna say that I came alone.
All right. If you want to do that, then roll again.
Man, this really wants me to have family here.
4. I suspect someone I know is a Golgari assassin, but I can't prove it. So you know someone who you suspect of being some kind of shady assassin, but you can't prove it.
How the hell do you spell Gogari?
Golgari.
Golgari?
Yep.
So I suspect it was somebody I know, yada yada yada, but I can't prove it.
Yep.
Anything else I need to roll for?
Nope. Oh, on your character sheet, put a little, one of those little boxes that you can, click up or down, put one for rank.
Rank? Okay, and I have 1, right?
Let's see. I think you start at 0, and then you gain 1 as you go up.
Okay.
Yeah, your rank, you're not even, rank 1. Yeah, you need renown to increase your rank. So you also need, like, a separate thing for renown.
Okay.
Yeah, by gaining renown...
Time in picking a background, that's pretty nice.
Yep. Alright, how you coming, Dev and, Jess?
I'm going good. I've got my armor in. Got my skills picked. Just trying to type everything in.
Awesome. Well, let me know when you're getting, when you get to your background.
Okay. Will do.
What about you, Dev? How you coming?
Still coming along. I picked one spell so far.
One spell.
I got Healing Word because I know I was going to take it.
Yep.
HP Spellman. I got my character, like, age and everything in. My character is very light and very short. Decided to roll the modifier, and yeah. 4'11", 124 pounds.
Tell me again what kind of world this is. You said it's. Is it open?
Basically, it's like, as I understand it, it's like a city, or it's like an entire world that's been, turned like into a city, basically. But there are big sections of it that haven't been maintained. Most of the adventuring is expected to be taking place in the city proper, which is composed of 10 districts or so.
Okay, got it.
Well, I'm definitely going for that climbing speed on the for the hybrid then.
You want to go for that climbing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, then go climbing.
I have like an idea, like in my head, I see like the perfect picture for this character,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't find anything like it. I know if I try to put it down on paper, it's just gonna look like chicken scratch.
Yeah, that's always a problem when you have something and you have an idea, but you can't quite get anything to match it.
This is gonna sound crazy, but in my head, he almost looks like Sun Wukong.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
So you're going with heroism and armor of Agathis, eh, Jake?
That's cool.
Yeah, and then I get shield and wrathful smite.
Well, you don't get those automatically, and the warlock still has to
Oh
pick
shit!
them.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. Yep. I am gonna go with heroism and armor. So I'm not gonna take shield and wrathful smite yet.
All right, Jake. So you're just about done, right? From the sounds of things.
Outside of actual gear, yes. I did my spells.
Excellent. So how do you want your travel to Ravnica to be? To be like? What do you want it to be like? Do you want it to be like you actually stepped into a portal and you were like, "Hey, what's this?" and you walk in, or do you want it to be like you went to sleep one night and then you woke up completely somewhere else that you didn't recognize?
I was gonna do something along the lines of that one, where like I find my packed weapon, which obviously I'm not even gonna actually be using yet, or whatever my actual patron is, and then the next day I woke up here.
Awesome. I'll add on to that. You've been having, prior to your arrival in Ravnica, you were having some strange visions. And in these visions, you saw a colossal skull roll further away from your home. And it just kept going and going and going, and it like snowballed within your dream. And it toppled over what looked to be like 5 different colored spheres. And you weren't sure what it meant. but you have a strong suspicion that it is very relevant to your immediate circumstances.
What is the warlock's gold roll?
I don't actually know. Let me look it up.
It's 44 times 10.
Ah, gotcha. All right. 44 times 10. All right, roll those 44.
I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Oh, you don't want to do it?
I gotta look at the stuff real quick.
Yeah, you don't get medium armor or shield, so it might not be a bad idea.
Upon closer inspection, it seems like most Simic hybrids go after an aquatic or reptilian creature to be a hybrid of. That might be a hybrid of a chameleon or something.
Hey, there you go. And use like a chameleon picture for your character. Or a lizard folk or something.
Yeah.
So, here's a question. Were you just a volunteer? Or were you an actual researcher?
I'm not smart enough to be a researcher.
Okay.
See, I can't even say researcher.
So you probably wouldn't have been a Simic scientist, which is one of the backgrounds for being in the Simic Combine.
Well, let's see here. I would say not. My love of nature doesn't want me to get, out of the range of nature.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, play God, just be influenced by it.
Fuck it, I took the risk with my stats. I should just do it. Be a man.
Roll it. Roll it.
Times 10. 70. That's pretty awful, but alright. I risk it. Risk it for the biscuit,
Yep.
It happens.
I mean, with how high I got on my stats, that was kind of expected.
Yep.
Roll20's apologizing to you.
I got it. Yeah, that should be fine, though. What are you going to buy with all your cash?
Medium armor, a shield, and a longsword, probably.
I hope you can afford it.
Shields are only 10, longswords are 15.
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
So that still leaves me with 45 after that, and where did armor go? I might be better off not buying armor yet. And I mean not buying, but going with just typical leather.
Yeah. Because you got, what, a 16 dex?
You have a 17.
You have a 17 dex.
But
So yeah, leather, and you should be set. So, Jess, have you decided, or have you given any more thought to what guild you want to be from?
Not yet. I have not. But that is actually next on my list. I've done everything except roll for background.
Yeah, I mean, was there any particular one you'd like to be a part of?
Well, considering that my charisma is -2, I think Outlander fits best.
All right.
Jess, you should look at the guilds too. They're pretty nice. The bonuses they give late game aren't bad either. And it fits the sitch, Jess.
It what?
Fits the sitch. Fits the situation.
Ah.
Thank you, Kim.
Talking that young kid speak.
Yeah, it's been a while since I was that young. Or at least it feels that way. Alright, where are the guilds at then?
Let's see. I gave you a quick rundown of them, and
Give her a link to that video. You never sent it to
oh,
her. She
that's
wasn't
right.
at the time.
That's right. That video. There's a guy that goes over pretty
There's a little survey
detail.
you can answer about your character that will like tell you what guild would fit you best.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't actually have access to the book yet because it's brand new. It's the actual Ravnica book.
Yeah.
It's
I posted the survey in the video, so you just need to do the survey and tell Ben, and he'll tell you what you get.
Okay, cool.
yeah, it's technically not even out yet. It's not out until like the 20th or something.
The 20th. Mine's arriving on the 20th.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna watch this video.
Definitely explains why I had a hard time looking for the PDF.
Yep, that would actually be it, Dev. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, but Dev, you are going with Simic Combine, right? As your guild?
Yes.
Okay. One of the people that experimented on you was a man by the name of Delvin Stahl, I believe. And he came off to you as a very trustworthy and kind of almost grandfatherly. He always made sure you were comfortable with what was being done to you. He always was ready to stop the minute something looked like it was going to go wrong. He helped you train into your abilities. And about towards the end of your training, He went off on an expedition. He'd heard that there was somewhere that he could get some dragon bones from, and he believed that if he could get these bones, he might incorporate draconic features into future semi-hybrids. That was 3 months ago, and his wife has come to you saying that he hasn't written to her in weeks.
Well, that definitely gives me a good reason to get out and look for him.
Yeah, she is begging you to go out and find him.
I'll take the case.
She tells you that the closest city, or rather the closest place to that the dig site, is a small village called Winterhaven. Now, Jake, you have been having the same dream now that you've arrived here. However, it's different. Instead of you looking from across as the skull rolls down into the other spheres, you find yourself among the spheres, and you face the skull head on as it barrels towards you. Though one morning you awaken and you hear a whisper from your angelic patron, or your angelic guide, rather. And he says to you that he has heard whispers of creatures unfamiliar to these parts that are stirring in a small village called Winterhaven. And shortly after, one of the teacher that you don't like from your school pulls rank on you, and just to mess with you, he actually gives you an order to go investigate these disappearances down in that village that your angelic guide has been whispering to you about. How you coming over there, Jess?
Okay, so I took the quiz,
Yes.
and it said, "Oh, hang on, I went past it." Go back. Here you are.
And it says Cult of Rakdos.
Well, basically, I was between either one of the Gruul clans or the Celestia. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, the Selesnya Conclave.
But I think I'm more Celestia.
Yeah, Selesnya is more hippie kind of community focused. Yeah, let me pull up what the guild mentions. Now there's an actual background that goes with it if you want to listen to what they've got.
Okay.
If I can take a look at this over here. Let's see. Alright, the Selesnya Initiate. You are a member of a blessed community, built on the ideals of harmony. Here, nature and civilization coexist peacefully, living and growing in accordance with the will of the World Soul, Mat Selesnya. As a member of the Selesnya Conclave, you are surrounded by people and other creatures who share your worldview and your longing for deeper spiritual communion with the world, and you have a fervent desire to share the joy you have experienced with Ravnica. Along with the rest of your conclave, you are committed to resisting the ambitions of the other guilds, with military force if necessary. And it gives you proficiency in nature and persuasion, a type of artisan's tools, or a musical instrument. And you get either Elvish, Loxodon, or Sylvan as a language. You get some equipment. And here's the feature. Conclave's Shelter. As a member of the Selesnya Conclave, you can count on your guildmates to provide shelter and aid. You and your companions can find a place to hide or rest in any Selesnya enclave in the city, unless you have proven to be a danger to them. The members of the enclave will shield you from the law or anyone else searching for you, though they will not risk their lives in this effort. In addition, as a guild member, you can receive free healing and care at a Selesnya enclave, though you must provide any material components needed for spells.
Cool. Yep, I'll take that one.
Alright. Though, just to show off the Gruul clan, you want to hear what they get?
Yeah, why not?
Alright, the background for the Gruul is the Gruul Anarch. The entire world of Ravnica is a sprawling metropolis, but you are a native of the wild areas that still exist. The abandoned districts, the rubble belts, the overgrown parks, and the crumbling ruins. You are a part of a savage society that clings desperately to the old ways, attuned to nature, full of primal rage, and given short shrift by a world consumed with continuing civilization's march of progress. You get animal handling and athletics. You get proficiency in the herbalism kit. And your language is you get one language of either Draconic, Giant, Goblin, or Sylvan. And your feature is Rubble Belt Refugee. You are intimately familiar with the areas of the city that most people shun. Ruined neighborhoods where worms rampaged, overgrown parks that no hand has tended in decades, and the vast sprawling rubble belts of broken terrain that civilized folk have long abandoned. You can find a suitable place for you and your allies to hide or rest in these areas. In addition, you can find food and fresh water in these areas for yourself and up to 5 other people each day.
Well, that's pretty cool, but I'm glad I picked the other one, actually.
Awesome.
So it seems like for the most part we have like these base of operation things. So tents really aren't going to be necessary, right? Because we're also like in a city.
Kinda. Yeah, like the whole place is a city, but there have been large parts of it that have just been abandoned.
So even if we needed to find a place to camp out, we could easily like try and break into a building.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
Alright, I'm gonna get a blanket and a.
I'm betting we'd probably have to clear the building first, but yeah, once we check.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Is there any, like, rivers or bodies of water in the city?
Oh yeah, they've got waterways. They've got
Because I was gonna take a block and tackle as one of my items.
yeah, they've got waterways and sewer systems and things like that. They are very much irrigated. In fact, it's one of the it's the Izzet League's job to make sure that water flows into the city. Oh, and just don't forget to give yourself 2 little spaces on your character sheet, you know, like where you keep track of ammo or whatever, for your renown and your rank.
Ah,
Because when you do stuff specifically for your guild, you'll gain some renown, and when you get enough renown, you'll gain a rank up. And when you get enough rank ups, you'll get some stuff. Like, let's see. Oh yeah, we also got to do your other stuff. Your contacts. Okay, so roll me 2d8. Alright, so your ally is... you had a romance with a well-known Selesnya healer once.
oh.
And your rival...
Oh, hang on. Okay.
Alright, your rival is a good friend, has risen to become a Ledev Guardian. I don't actually know what a Ledev Guardian is, but I presume it's someone within the Conclave. And they have a better position than you, and maybe they've got kind of let it go to their head.
How do you spell that?
Ledev. Alright. Roll one more d8 for me. Or not a d8, a d10. Ooh, 10. Oh, you have a sibling in the Simic Combine, and you argue every time you see each other.
I can see that. I don't see why it's such a big deal.
You have tentacles growing out of your back.
You're trying to combine humanity and nature. I'm trying to marry them. What's the big deal?
You have tentacles coming out of your back.
Details. Just jealous of my ability to spit acid.
And yeah. Oh, do you want also... There's also, like, stuff for your flaws and your bonds and ideals and all that. Do you want to roll for them, or do you want me to paste... copy and paste the list for you to pick?
I have the list in front of me.
Okay. Oh, you do? That's right. The guy goes over it in the video.
Wait, goes over what?
Yeah, the personality traits and the ideals and things like that from the background.
Oh, yeah, no, I just have the book in front of me.
Just the guild is your background.
Oh, the guild is my background.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that you might want to try one of those instead of.
Oh.
Yeah, they're new specifically for the setting.
Okay, now I understand.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, that's a cool Magic the Gathering monster. The Assault Zeppelin.
The Assault Zeppelin?
A Zeppelid.
A
Like
Zep.
a lizard with air sacs on its back, and it just like crashes into you.
That's pretty great. Oh, your sibling from the Simic Combine. Is it a boy or a girl?
Girl.
Alright, well, she comes to you one day, and she asks you to do a favor for her. She wants you to... Alright, well, she has been assigned to go map out an old section of the wider city, you know, outside the city proper. And she's kind of busy with her kids at the moment. She can't find a sitter, and this is going to be like an extended thing. She doesn't want to leave the city proper. She doesn't want to uproot her family. She's asking you to do this for her in her stead.
Tell her she can suck it. Wait,
Then
what?
for like height and weight and shit, we just use human for Asmar, right?
Yeah.
Hope you're not taller than me.
Okay, so you tell her she can deal with it herself?
No, it says that we are not necessarily that we don't get along.
Yeah.
So, what did you say? She requests that. What?
In all honesty, you probably do get along because it's a contact. It's not a rival.
Yeah.
So you're still a good friend. It's just like you guys argue.
You kind of nip at each other a little bit, you know?
Yeah, like siblings do.
You argue over who actually played Snape in Harry Potter.
What did you say? She requests that you help out her.
Yeah, she's helping. She's asking that she's requesting from you that you go map out a section of the wider city.
Okay.
Dev, how tall are you?
Me or my character?
Your character.
4'11".
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be taller than 4'11", buddy.
Yeah, that's what I get for rolling. And I went with human as the base rate, so yeah.
Oh, and Jess, that section of the city she wants you to map out, it's near an area, a little village called Winterhaven.
Winterhaven. Okay.
And over the past few days, you keep bumping into each other as you travel across the various walkways and on mounts and things like that. And in passing, you kind of realize you're all more or less headed to the same place. So you elect to travel together, since you are going into a dangerous area and you are all on your own missions. And you guys are not sure quite what to make of the angelic humanoid standing next to you. What even is your character's name, Jake?
I haven't decided yet.
I see.
I already know how my character's gonna react. He's gonna be like, so are you some sort of like a bird simic hybrid or what?
Well, I don't actually have wings.
Aw, you ruined it.
Yeah, it's the if I picked Fallen Asmar, they have this really cool bonus. Where two massive black spiky wings sprawl out of their back, and you don't even get the ability to fly, but people are fucking terrified of it.
You
So
know
they
that?
get really scared, and you deal damage to them.
Wow.
But I don't want to be a meanie.
Alright. I'm still gonna be confused.
Alright, but you guys are just about done, basically, right?
Halfway for me.
Halfway.
Yeah, I'm just doing like the basic stuff.
Could you remind me of the name of the kindly man who experimented on me?
Dovin Stahl. I believe that is his name. Let me take a look.
That sounds right. I guess I would need the background stuff for it too. But then after that, I think I'm set. Other than spells, of course, but details. Minor details.
Yeah, Dovin Stahl. Douvenstaul.
That was close. Thank you.
Yep, that's your quest.
One.
So what background did you go with?
The civic complex guild?
No, you can pick a different background for what your guild is. I read up on it.
Oh. I kind of still want that one.
Oh, you still want to be well, that one's the Simic scientist.
Oh. I'm still in the guild, but I can pick a different background.
Yeah, you're still in the guild.
Gotcha.
Wait, so we do still pick a background?
Yeah, I read it wrong. I thought you had to be, you had to have the background to get all the other stuff, but just being in the guild, even without the background, you can still get access to the stuff. Do what?
Okay.
Even the proficiencies?
No, not the proficiencies. Like the spells, the expanded spell list, yes. The skills and other stuff, no.
Okay, so
Okay.
then I don't want to pick a background because I like the other stuff it gave me.
Yeah.
Alright. I will
Or
go
I should just like pick a background but then not gain any of the benefits from it just purely for story, right?
Well, I mean, you can pick a different background, but whatever background you pick, you're still a part of whichever guild you went with.
Is there like certain backgrounds for each guild, or do you want me to just pick out of the player's handbook and say that's what I was beforehand?
I mean, it's up to you if you want to stay, you were a Boros Legionnaire, right?
Something had to have happened before traveled to Ravnica, right?
Yeah.
I'll go with. I'll say that I was a noble before I came here.
All right. Go with the noble background.
Bastard child.
Though the expanded spell list is still fine, just because you're still part of the Boros Legion.
Yeah, I'm just picking. So I don't gain any new skill proficient. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, no new skill proficiencies. I just keep the ones from the guild, right?
No, like those are for like the Boros Legionnaire is a background.
I think what he's saying is that he's going to be the Boris Legionnaire, but before he came here, he was a noble.
Yeah.
Labor tax. So he's just going to keep the Boros stuff.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's fine.
Because I'm just saying, like, it wouldn't make much sense for me to just say Boros Legionnaire purely when my character's 45
Not from here.
and been here for like a couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. They could have been a member of their guilds for like their whole lives, but me, I've been here for like a week. Probably like a year, actually, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, I think my background is going to be urchin.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And you were found by Dovenstall, and he was like, hey!
Want to see something cool?
Want to see something cool? I can give you the skills to survive.
If it gets me off the streets, I'm happy. Okay, so that gives me sleight of hand and stealth.
Oh yeah, that also means you still have some contacts of your own in the Simic Combine.
Ooh.
Let me pull that up and roll me 2d8, Dev.
Sure. Cuatro. Cinco. That's the number. I passed Spanish, guys. I promise.
Alright, so your contact is another mentor. If a serious problem confounds you, you can count on your mentor to provide clarity of thought. And your rival is a former laboratory colleague who went on to work on the Guardian project. Like, so, okay, so you were a subject of the Guardian project, which is, you know, making people into semi-hybrids. But this guy went on to actually elaborate and contribute to it from a scientific perspective.
So basically a fellow street urchin who went on to better things than being turned into a monster.
Yep. Alright, now roll me 1d10.
Alright, let me just finish typing this out. 1d10. Not 90. Not 0.
1! Ah. Your older sibling is upset that you didn't follow them into the Azorius. So you got a sibling in the Azorius Senate now.
Excuse me for wanting to work for a place that doesn't care about homeless people like me.
Oh, as a street urchin, most of your diet consisted of mushrooms.
Yummy.
These mushrooms were grown off of the corpses of dead people and other filth.
Also yummy.
provided to you by the Golgari Swarm.
Golgari. At least you're not dying.
Yeah.
Alright, I got all that ready. Just need to get my equipment sorted out and my spells, and I'm set.
You about ready also, Jess?
I'm looking up what the all the cool stuff for the guild is, but I'm not finding it. It's on. I'm going like video to video.
Alright, I'll go over the stuff your guild gives you real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so you went with the Selesnya Initiate as your background, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and did you make note of the skills it gave you? Or do you need me to read that
No,
again?
that's what I was trying to
Okay.
find so I could write it down.
You gain proficiency in nature and persuasion.
Okay.
You gain one type of artisan's tools or one musical instrument proficiency. So you could be like a painter or a leather worker or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you can know how to play the bagpipes or whatever.
Yeah.
And you get one language of either Elvish, Loxodon, or Sylvan.
What's Lexodon?
The Loxodon are the elephant people.
Oh, okay.
Oh, are you going to roll for your gold, or are you going to go with the equipment?
Or what?
Or the basic equipment?
I can roll for it. That'll be fine.
Alrighty. Hey, Jake, how much do Rangers start with?
Let me check. Ben, do you want to send me the personality traits and stuff of Boros real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's all I have left. I did still do personality traits and stuff of Noble, but I purposely left it all as, like, in the past kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I want to make it seem like I have no plans of ever leaving Ravnica.
Right.
Rangers start with 5d4 times 10.
Oh yeah, they have one of the higher amounts, actually. Remember that you starting with that means you don't get any of the gear, though.
Like the gear that comes with the Ranger?
Right.
Yeah, this is instead of, rather than...
That's rather than starting stuff from
Your class and
background 2, right?
yes.
Would that even make sense for me to lose some of my stuff, though, Ben? Because most of it seems costless for the guild. Like the insignia.
I don't know.
Because I feel like most of the background stuff, it's stuff you paid for, but this seems like stuff that was given right to us.
Yeah.
If you want, I'll just take away some more of my starting gold just to start with it. Like, because all I get is the feather of an angel's wing, the insignia, and a tattered piece of banner.
Yeah.
So do you want me to just, like, take away some more of the gold I rolled and just take that stuff still?
Yeah, that works.
Alright, I will take away 10 gold total for it. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Okay, so besides the languages, what else was?
And I sent you, or hang on, Jake, I sent you the paste of the thing, but it looks like it's not going through.
Did you try to send it on Discord right
Yeah,
now?
I sent it to you on Discord. It says your message could not be delivered because you don't share a server with the recipient, or you disabled direct messages on your shared server.
What the just can you try taking a screenshot of it, I guess?
I guess.
So wait, actually, hold on. Can you do that in? Let me see if we can turn on screen sharing. No, screen sharing's not in group chat. That sucks. We would have been able to just look at your screen. I don't know. I guess screenshots are our only option.
All right.
Womp womp.
One second.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm gonna send it to you.
Wonder why it's not rolling damage for that. I pulled it right off. What type of damage is Eldritch Blast? It's
Force.
Force, I think. Yeah, force.
force.
Do I want insight or animal handling?
Animal handling.
Yep. It fits.
All right, so we're more or less done then, right?
I believe so.
All right, thank you guys for helping out. I think we'll cut the recording here. I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys later.
Have a good night.
Bye bye.
Good night.